All right, guys, we're here. We're back with the Pit Chatter Podcast, live from Hext Haunted Attractions Tower. You know, I always screw something up when it starts, and so you guys are used to hearing it. I'm Langley Austin. I'm the promoter here and the host of the Pit Chatter Podcast. Alongside of me today, got Noah Hinchee. He ain't new. He ain't old. He's here, and well, I don't know about the rest of that thing. But anyways, go ahead, Noah.
I don't like where you were going with that, first off.
Yeah,
Second off.
I get to rhyming things in my mind, and, I don't know where I'm going.
Well, second off, I'm surprised you didn't restart it. And this might be the first time in like 4 weeks that we've come up with a first take go.
And listen, you're talking way too soon. We're only 40 seconds in. I can stop anytime. But hopefully I don't have to. Kind of a rainy evening here in Callaway, Virginia. Been a little thunderstorm here. Had to wait a little bit to record. We didn't get our equipment messed up with some lightning or something. But another week. And this time we got some racing to talk about.
Yeah, finally. About time.
Yeah. I mean, two cancellations in a row. One that, probably shouldn't have canceled. Them damn race promoters. They just they make bad decisions sometimes.
Doofuses.
Yeah, right. That's a hard thing. But anyways, what wasn't a hard thing was watching Saturday's races. Saturday's races were pretty damn fantastic, if I have to say so myself. We'll talk about the late models and the mini stocks here in a minute. But the Legends cars put on a great show in both races. Stock 4s put on a great show, even if Wes Givens won both of them. Y'all can probably tell if you've listened to this podcast before, I ain't real excited about all that.
Stock 4 is still surprisingly clean. Only cautions we had was for single car deal.
Yeah, and that competition caution. We probably should not discuss.
Yeah,
I did
probably
not like that one very much. Leaders are battling, for the win and for the lead or whatever, and we just throw the caution. I don't know. Pretty frustrated about that one. I've expressed my frustration about that one already, so probably just better if we keep going here. Anyways, started off the night with the Legends cars. Had former car store competitor Daniel Silvestri in the house. He was driving Brad Shiflett's car. Brad's had some sort of thing going on with his elbow or something. He's had to have a backup driver the last few weeks. I believe that's about done with. But Silvestri got to come here and compete. And, believe it or not, Chris Lilly still put it on him. Don't matter if you're a car store driver or not.
Yeah, Chris Lilly can wheel them things, that's for sure.
That is a race car driver right there, buddy. That guy has proven that he's really good here, and we got some great Legends guys right now. I mean, if you look at the top 3, 4, 5, 6 guys there, pretty amazing talent and good racers. Chris coming home with the win. Daniel Silvestri ended up second. Ethan Troll finished third. I believe he led some laps over the course of the race, or at least he got in the lead. I don't know if he officially led him at the line or not. James Folds right up there with him. Nathan Wheat. Wheat's about a week's worth of work away from being able to compete for wins, I believe.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him up there. I mean, we all know them Wheats, they got a little bit of a reputation. And I mean, it might be wrong on me, but I'd love to see that reputation come out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you've been watching Buck Wild again.
Buck Wild, Ryan out here in the Indy cars.
Oh, yeah, we don't even want to talk about that. Phil Smith got a 6th place finish this week in the first race. The Crocker girls, Gracie and McKenna, finished 7th and 8th. Kyle Klingenpeel had to go into, I guess, Nathan's other car. Ryan had drove it, Wes had drove it. Now Kyle driving in that race. 10th place was Austin Sams. Had 13 cars. Another good turnout for those guys. Yeah,
hopefully it continues to grow. It's real interesting. I mean,
and everybody, last year everybody said, man, you got 3 or 4 of these cars, so they're just going to wreck when you get 10 or 12 of them. They're not. Knock on wood, they don't look like them idiots in the late models. And I hate to call them idiots, but, man, they've been really extreme. I mean, it's just we'll talk about that a little more. Next race of the night was the Stock 4s. They were back to their normal battling. Said Wes Givens come home with a win. Keyshawn Clater finished second. Josh Hinchee third. I don't know if that's even right. Is that right? Did he finish third? I can't remember if the scoring was right because I thought he finished fourth. But anyways.
Yeah, because he came up for Tech, so
yep.
I think he got third.
Yep. Well, he came back for Tech. That's a whole nother whole nother question there.
Well, we can get into that.
Yeah, we can go ahead and talk about it. I mean, Josh Hinchee got disqualified from that race. I believe he ended up finishing fourth. I believe Race Monitor has not caught up right there. Sometimes it ends sooner than it's supposed to. But anyways, he didn't pull over into tech. Got back over to his parking space, parked. Somebody come and told him to go back over to tech, and it was too late. Got DQ'd. Second DQ of the season.
Yep, he's starting to like him old DQs.
Yeah, I told some of the other guys the other day that we got to get some Dairy Queen coupons, start giving them out for these DQs.
Well, Josh is going to have a lot of ice cream here by the end of the season.
Yeah, for sure. I hate that one for him. Like the first one, there ain't nothing we can do about that. But I hate that one for him. I don't know if that was, miscommunication between him and the officials, or if he wasn't listening, or if he just was frustrated after the race, or I don't know what the actual deal was. I know what they said, but I don't know what the real deal was. Great racing, Stock 4s. No matter, you said, they've been clean, but been great racing.
Oh, they're still running hard, and just – I think the core group we got now, most of them can handle, beating and banging. There were some guys before that maybe couldn't handle it, and that's what a lot of the cautions are coming from.
Yeah, but you retired, so, I mean, now we got some guys that can handle it.
I never spun out on my own or,
Hey, listen, Chris
like
Amos
that.
spun out on his own here the other day practicing a Stock 4. So, I mean, it is possible to do. Something's wrong with the car, but, it's very possible to do. I know people get all uptight when somebody does that. Says they can't drive or whatever, but everybody makes mistakes. Your brother Josh Hinchee and Keyshawn, they're continuing on. It didn't boil over, but man, it got close.
I think it should have.
I do
say
too.
It right now on the podcast. I think Keyshawn loves to block, and that's fine. You can block, but you got to be ready to accept the consequences that come with it. Unfortunately, Josh tries to be too nice about it, and he won't do anything. But I think it's about time that he sends Keyshawn on for a ride and lets him know that he ain't going to take it.
Ordinarily, I'd say that was a biased take because he's your brother, but it's not. I mean, that's exactly what took place. I mean, I ain't advocating for anybody to wreck anybody, but I just when Keyshawn blocked him, especially the one over on the back, last lap, next to last lap, whatever it was, I'm not sure I would have took that one.
It's just a courtesy thing. End of the race, everybody's going to block. That's fine.
Yeah.
But, middle of the race, beginning of the race, there's no reason for you to do that.
I don't even say that. I just say the way that the block was attempted to be, or I guess it was successful because Josh let off, but just the way the block was attempted to be made. I mean, if a guy's under you, I mean, you don't have to, just jerk down over on top of him. I mean, I just, he took it, but I wouldn't have. I can tell you that right now. Keyshawn would be wadded up over there by the just random art sign. If I would have been in Josh's position.
Well, I think I'm gonna have a little conversation with him. Maybe it's about time for him to channel his inner Wes Givens and just start dumping people.
I mean, unfortunately, if he'd have done what I said to do, he probably would have been, disqualified and possibly suspended. But
still made a point.
That's neither here nor there. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You have to stand up for yourself at some point, and I feel like he's not done a very good job of that in this instance. Anyways, there's other conversations around that, but Gary Smith, bouncing back there with a third place finish, whether before or after the disqualification there. James Chrisley finishes fourth. Heather Fackler fifth. I don't think this is right. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Let me pull it up on here so I can actually look at it. But anyways. I felt like it was a good night for those Stock 4s. We can go ahead and talk about the second race. Second race, we decided to try this spin the wheel thing, and Wes Givens has got a damn horseshoe up his butt. I mean, the only outcome that benefits him on the whole board, because he has to go to last anyways. Yeah. A 0 doesn't benefit him. Actually, would have hurt him the most, and he rolls a full field invert. The only thing that can help him.
Yep. I mean, I don't know how he does it, but I think his luck will run out eventually. I don't know.
I mean, one can only hope. Yeah. I mean, this is the correct finish from the first Stock 4 race. Wes Givens, Keyshawn Claytor, Josh Brown, then Josh Hinchee, who was disqualified. He was the fastest qualifier, but he was disqualified for not showing up for tech. He did get to keep the fast qualifier. Note. Gary Smith in what would be fourth. James Chrisley fifth. Heather Fackler sixth. Kent Chrisley seventh. Eighth, Chris Amos. Ninth is Stephen Delp in the one car. And credited with a 10th place finish will be Jaden Austin, even though he did not hit the track. Man, those gremlins just keep biting him.
Yeah, I told him a few minutes ago. I think it's about time he just gets rid of that car. It's got some bad vibes attached with it. He done blown that thing up more than anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he needs to get rid of the car. He just needs to get it back to where it's running right. I thought last week he did. I seen him in practice and looked okay, and it didn't pan out come race time.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. That's part of it. But, I mean, granted, he's had a little bit worse luck
for sure
than usual.
Oh,
but
for sure. Got Junior, my son, he's out here on the track while we're going here. He's done wrecked him up good on the bike riding around.
He was practicing for the bike race.
Hate we didn't have video there.
We got to send a track cleanup crew.
We've got a good one going on there. But anyways, the second race of the night, Wes Givens comes from the rear, wins the race. The only two people that started further behind him was Josh Hinchee because of his disqualification from the first race, and Jaden Austin, who had to start last because he won the previous race that he actually made a start in. Jaden raced up to second place, but he's headed to Dairy Queen too.
Yeah, well, I mean, it happens. What are you going to do? You really need to get some of them coupons out here.
I do.
We've had a lot of them.
I got to go hit up Brian Arrington at Arrington Enterprises that own the Dairy Queens here. I got to get them to give me some coupons to give out to the disqualified, or let me make up my own version of them anyways that says I was disqualified. Please give me a free ice cream.
I'd take that.
I think it'd be great.
I'd come get DQ'd on purpose.
You'd have to race to get DQ'd, so that's not going to happen. But anyways, Keyshawn Claytor comes home with another second-place finish. Gary Smith third. Chris Amos back in stock fours. Wasn't that fast, but he wasn't that far off either.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get it dialed in. I mean, they're real good over there.
First race back in that division, so we'll see what happens. I'd like to see him running that division a lot more, and maybe in a faster car. Whatever. We'll see. Or he'll get that one dialed in. Josh Brown finished fifth. Josh Hinchee sixth. He got to keep that one. He didn't have to go to tech.
Yeah.
Seventh was James Chrisley. Heather Fackler was eighth. Stephen Delp in the one car was ninth. Kent Chrisley did not start. And, of course, Jaden Austin with the DQ. Anything else about the stock fours stand out in your mind?
Heather's new her new paint job and her
got the sheriff scheme from Cars movie. She's kind of, playing that off of Olivia Mullins has got Lightning McQueen. She'll be bringing. That's Jimmy Mullins' daughter. They weren't here this week, but I think they'll be at the next race, and hopefully she'll be out there. Those two cars will be good. I mean, I'd like to have the whole field done up like that.
I might have to you paint mine up like Chick Hicks. That's my favorite boy off of Cars.
I mean, does he not race?
Ka-chugga.
I mean, does he not race?
No, he does race.
Oh, you can't.
And he dumps the king.
We'll have to find that one car that was always sitting in the pits during the first Cars movie. We got to get your car painted up.
He dumps the king in the movie at the end. That's what I'm gonna do to the king of this track.
Oh well, I mean,
y'all can figure out who that is. I'm gonna dump him.
I mean, that's Kyle Dudley. I mean, Kyle Dudley's the king here.
Stock four.
Oh, okay.
I have watched Buck Wild.
King of stock four. Okay. All right. Chris Meeks. Gotcha.
Hey, I may not race, but at least I show up.
Yeah, well.
You got to show up to be king.
I mean, he's taking a hiatus right now, man.
Sure.
Yeah. He's on break. He'll be back soon though. It's all good. It's all good. Hopefully sooner than later, man. I miss Chris Meeks and Adam Metzger being here and being part of the field. Adam runs good every time he's here. And he's very competitive, and they, him and Wes always put on a good race against one another, for sure.
Turning their cars into bananas.
Not exactly two people that like racing each other.
It's entertaining for the fans, at least.
Very good for the fans, and anything that's good for the fans is good for me. So, going back to the legends, they had twins as well. I didn't go through the second race there. Daniel Silvestri comes home with a win. Said he loves the track. I seen on Facebook that he said it was badass and perfect for the Legends cars.
I mean, it is great for the Legends, but
it really is, man.
Let's be real here. If Chris Lilly had a few more laps, he might have chased him down. He came from all the way from the rear, man,
and made that choice by himself. He chose to start dead last.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on. And he almost got it done.
He did. We put him in the rear last year at the leftovers race, and he came back and finished second to Charlie Bills. And Charlie Bills is a hard guy to beat. So is Silvestri. But Ethan Troll got another third place finish. I seen on Facebook they said that they felt like they left a win here, and they were coming back to get it the next race. James Folds was fourth. Nathan Wheat fifth. Crocker Girls finished 6th and 7th, Gracie and McKenna. Austin Sams was 8th. 9th was Justin Landis, and Tom Weaver finished 10th. Another 12 started that race technically. Tyler Prosperi driving Kyle Klingenpill's car that he brought originally to race. Had some sort of leak or something, and they didn't get to start that race. Oh, I don't even want to talk about the late models. The one-stop towing late models have not produced much this year. I mean, they've produced a lot of carnage. They've tore each other up as best they could. Almost everybody. I'm trying to think if anybody, and I don't know that Daniel Hudson got into anything. I think Daniel Hudson avoided it this time, and Jimmy Mullins avoided it last time, and that's the only two cars that didn't get damaged from the two races.
They've produced a lot of fluid on the track, at least.
Every type of fluid
oil,
they could find.
Water.
Yeah,
all of it. It's all laying on the track down there.
All of the above. All of the above for sure. I think they made it 4 laps this race before wadding them up over here. Dakota Walls and Tyler Ashley getting together. I don't know what's going on with those guys. We don't have enough of them to be reckoned like that, And we have never, since I've ran the track off and on since 2013. We've never really had a lot of late model wrecks. I mean, we've had a few here and there. The Kyle Dudley era, when him and Brian Sutphin and him and Steve Dalton and him and some of these other guys have, been at it, rivalries and stuff. There's been some wrecks. No big wrecks. No multi-car crashes. Frustrating. We've completed 37 of 112 laps in 2 races.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they made it to lap 26 this time.
I know. I was getting hopeful. I was like, man, they're going to do it this time. And then I saw, Dakota, he kind of threw it in late.
Yeah.
And I saw it coming. I said, that ain't going to work.
Yeah.
And it sure didn't.
It definitely did not, for sure. And then after those two got together, I believe Matthew Lawrence, the eventual winner, and Tyler Ashley. So I think he was involved in every wreck this week.
Yeah, he was.
Unfortunately, those two got together, and Landon Nestor, he's fast, and he has not quite figured out how to avoid a wreck yet.
Yeah, it's just a bit of unfortunate luck there.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, they've done a great job of teaching him what the pedals are for, except that one in the middle. He's going to get there, though. I'm 100% positive of it. He's going to be a great little race car driver. He's extremely fast. He seems to have great car control until somebody wrecks in front of him, and then it's like he speeds up. But I'm sure he's not really. But, man, that's what it feels like. And, it's not his fault that they wreck, but, you got to find a way to avoid wrecks.
I mean, I can't say much. I'm famous for that. It seems like every time, somebody had a little episode and wrecked somebody in front of me, I got collected right up in it.
I'm over here trying to talk about how good of a driver he is, and you compare him to you. I mean, you just ruined the kid's career.
That means he's great.
I mean, this guy's done. I mean, he can't even race anymore.
I'm a champion. I don't know what you're talking. I got a jacket.
Lord.
A trophy.
Never should have cut that season short. Holy crap. Anyways, Matthew Lawrence ended up battling back. Daniel Hudson led some laps, but Matthew Lawrence battled back. He was the fastest qualifier of the night and ended up getting the win. Glad for them. His dad's Jason Lawrence, former Motor Mile Speedway competitor. Him and Philip Morris got together. Jason's most well known for his incident with Philip Morris. He retaliated against him under green and got kicked out of NASCAR for a long time. That's what he's most known for. But his son is a very non-aggressive racer. He's aggressive enough to get the job done, but not too aggressive. He does a really good job. Jason, great race car driver. Don't think I'm diminishing that there, but Matthew getting the job done. That's his second win. He won a race here last year. Got his second win in the one-stop towing late models on Saturday night. Daniel Hudson come home second. Tyler Ashley was third. Gennaro Palumbo finished fourth. I think Gennaro avoided all the wrecks too. I think something broke on his car. Yeah.
I didn't see him in any of the wrecks. So
yeah. So glad that he was able to avoid some stuff. Hate that he broke. Landon Nestor was fifth. We're credited with a fifth place finish. Sixth place for Dakota Walls. Need a few more cars in that division. Got to figure out how to get there.
I'll tell you what. Next time Daniel Hudson shaves his face, he ought to let somebody know. Because old Jumbo said, that's Daniel Hudson just pulled up right there. I said, that ain't him. I don't know who that is, but that ain't him.
That was some dude with a porn stash.
I've never seen that dude's face in my life. I was like, that is not what I expected you to look like.
Yeah, shaving the beard definitely made him look different for sure.
He looked almost like Dale Earnhardt out there in the...
Yeah, I mean, he will love that comparison.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. But
yeah, I mean, he's a big Dale Earnhardt. He was a big Dale Earnhardt fan, so he will love that comparison there for sure. In the other race of the night, the mini stocks, Dennis Holdren, he got his first win in 5 seasons.
Yeah,
2019 last win he got, I believe. I don't know if that was in the mini stocks or if that was in the Super Street division. I can't remember which one he won last at Motor Mile Speedway. He won the championship in the Super Street division. Josh Phillips, our champion from last year, he came home second. Scott Foley with the sour-sounding motor in his car, he finished third. Tommy Hall was fourth. David Duncan fifth. Steve Delp was sixth. Wes Goff coming home seventh. Man, Wes's car looked great, but they did not have a very good night.
Yeah.
That pretty purple car, I really like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. And I mean, but what are you going to do? I'm sure he's going to figure it out, and he's going to be running up front every week, I'm sure. Yeah,
another guy with a good-looking car, Stonewall nicely. I don't think he ever made it on the track, did he?
He said something about a bearing broke or something.
Yeah.
He told me. I can't remember, but
yeah,
he came up before with 2 beers in his hand. He said, I'm done. Something broke. I was like, well, damn.
Yeah, well, that's the time to drink when you're done. So, and he was. I don't think he ever made it onto the racetrack. I can't remember if he went out that first practice or not.
I think he did make the practice.
Did he make the practice?
But he only turned like 1 or 2 laps and then brought her in.
Yep, that's a tough way to have your first outing of the season go there, but
in a new car nonetheless.
Yep. Yeah, that's the same car that Dennis Holdren raced in the leftovers race last year. I think he finished second. Dennis did. So
I wasn't here. I was at the beach, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I mean, you're never here when we have good races.
It was my birthday. I was partying up at Myrtle Beach.
Listen.
Shout out to Daddy Timmy for the condo.
Birthday is no time to miss a race.
Even when it's after race season is over?
Race season is never over.
I got an expenses paid vacation by Daddy Timmy.
Well,
I'm going to take that every time.
Well, do it on some other weekend, okay? We race that weekend.
How about next? I'll tell you when I'm going on vacation. You make schedule around that. That's how we're going to work. I have
some racers here who think that's the way we should do it.
It is.
Oh, it is.
You put a sheet right here in the tower. I'm gonna sign out.
Do you know how many races we'd run if we did that? 0. Because everybody here would be trying to find a. Oh yeah, I want to go on vacation this week. Can you take his race off? No. I don't have the points done, but in my head here, Stock 4, I can tell you, Wes Givens is point leader, unfortunately.
Yep.
Thought it was funny. My brother came here for the second Stock 4 race. He saw Wes's car, and I mean, I guess you won't understand unless you've seen it this past weekend, but his car looks a little different than they normally do.
It actually looks good.
Yeah. My brother said, Who was that out-of-towner in the 8 car that whipped up on the Stock 4s?
Finally.
Some guy from Richmond.
Yeah, finally he has a nice looking car. I've been telling him for 2 years.
All except for that hood.
Just put some stickers on it or something.
Yeah, I mean, something.
It makes us all look bad when he goes out there and beats the hell out of us with some sloppy spray painted numbers on that thing.
Right. I agree with that. I'm going to assume Keyshawn Claytor's moved to second in points. When we talked about your brother's disqualifications earlier and Jaden's disqualification, it don't really matter in the grand scheme of the championship, the way things work this year. I know, most of the fans probably don't know because I haven't got my stuff all together to put everything out there. But
and some of the drivers that weren't at the meeting.
Listen, if they weren't at the meeting, then they'll figure it out. During the off-season meeting that we had for rules and all that good stuff, we announced that we're going to have a playoff system for the points this year instead of having Wes Givens run away with the points in the Stock 4 and win the championship like he did last year, or you run away with the bootleggers in his absence, and you wouldn't have won last year. You wrecked out.
Maybe could have.
No, you wrecked out.
I didn't wreck out. I could have came back the last race and, totaled that thing.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have had to total him too. But anyway, so we got a playoff system this year. Just, in hopes of making championship night more exciting. Should be at least 3 drivers competing for the championship. It'll be the guy who wins the most races. The guy who has the most points who isn't the guy who won the most races, and it'll be the best performer in the playoffs, which start at in August. So it's going to be interesting. I'll have some more information out about that. I've got a whole thing I've been trying to create to explain how that works.
Do you know how you're going to do the final race? Are you going to do heads up start, or you going to start all 3 or 4 in the back? Do you know how you want to do that?
I mean, I like your idea there. I didn't even thought about starting them all in the back. I like that.
I kind of like starting them in the front.
Yeah, I kind of like starting
because
them in the
a lot of it, when it comes down, that's the only.
I actually think, now that I think about it, now in the Stock 4s, I think we should start Wes in the back and the other 2 up front and see if he can beat him.
That's a good idea.
I mean, because he's already leading the most wins for the season. So we'll start him out back. Hopefully, we've got 30 cars that night, and we're going to go like a 10-lap race.
It's spectator drag, 1 lap.
Yeah, that's even better.
Everybody
you know how many cars he could tear up in 1 lap? Lord Jesus.
Probably 7 of them at least.
17 of them at least.
Put the over-under at 6.5.
Yeah, it's over, 100%. I'm taking the money. No questions asked.
But I don't know. That's the only unfortunate thing about playoffs is that, you could win every race of the season, but one doofus messes up in front of you, collects you into it. That's why I'm leaning towards the idea of you put them up front and let them boys just go at it.
Yeah.
But
in reverse of how many wins they have.
That would work.
I mean, we got to handicap. You got to handicap the best guy, a little bit. I mean, that's not much of a handicap starting third, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm still a work in progress, and I'll be honest with you. I thought about it not making it a 1 race thing, but I think if you don't make it a 1 race thing, it's just not that exciting. I thought about doing a 3 race finale, but
it does make it a lot more exciting. But that's the only problem I have is that just somebody, not even you, messes up and it ruins your whole season. You could win if there's 30 races, you could win 29 of them. And then somebody just, loses it in front of you, and then that's it.
Well,
but at the same time, it really does. If it does work out, I mean, hopefully you have 3 wide there last lap, and let's see who can get it.
The New England Patriots one time won 18 games. They were undefeated and lost the Super Bowl.
Yep, the old wild card New York Giants.
I mean, it happens. I mean, that's just that's sports, motorsports, sports, whatever. So. I'm looking forward to the playoffs. I mean, I did that here in 2016, and we had a great finale. A lot of fans in the stands. They really enjoyed the aspect of there being 3 or 4 people battling for the championship. So I'm hoping that this creates some excitement at the end of the season, because at the end of the season it's easy for people to fall off, not coming to the race.
Yeah, well, especially
championships are over. They've done seen. I mean, by that time they've seen Wes Givens win 373 races. What do they need to see the 374th?
Yeah, I mean,
same thing. Kyle Dudley, late models. They've seen him win all 12 races a season. What do they need to see him win another one? Or Jimmy Mullins Super Street, whatever in the past. So I think it's a hard time of season, and I know traditionalists hate playoffs, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I've got kind of a love-hate relationship with it because, like I said, it creates a lot of excitement. But I just really I don't like the idea that you can win 29 of 30 races, but you lose that last one, and that's it.
You should tell us that one more time so we understand.
If you lose one race at the end of the year,
yeah, we got you.
Your season's over.
We got you.
Hopefully that's Wes.
Yeah, well, I mean, for all the other racers, I hope so. Right?
I'm gonna come out there in my car and just.
At least under this format, nobody can run away.
Yeah.
I mean, you could run away with the points until the reset, but I mean, you can't just run away with it on the last race if you're all even.
Were you planning on doing any kind of award for like the regular season champion type deal or anything like that?
I think I'm giving him a pack of crackers.
A nice firm handshake. Good job, buddy.
I'll let you give him the handshake. But, yeah, sure.
All right, that works. Fair enough. No jacket for that.
All right, well, one thing, we ain't talked about from Saturday, your outfit. I mean, I'm not. I can't call you Boss Hog with that one on. I don't even know what. Has anybody give you any names from that one?
No, I haven't gotten a name from that one yet. It was just, I call it average Franklin County resident is what I call that one.
That's insulting.
Look, but it's true, and I will say that I think I look pretty damn good in them jean shorts.
I mean, as long as you didn't get a view from the side. Look, it was all right, okay?
Look, women love chubby dudes, all right?
I mean, you keep telling us about all these women that love you. I don't know if Jordan knows about these, okay?
Butter them old fat rolls up. They go crazy, man.
You got a little sunburn, didn't you?
Oh, my gosh. It was terrible. My upper arms haven't seen the sun in like 4 years.
And the forecast was for 98% cloud cover.
Yeah.
We didn't get
I didn't even really notice it till the sun started going down, and then it just started burning.
That's the way it usually
bad.
is.
And I was like, oh, no, we're in trouble.
Yeah, that's the way it usually is. That sunburn catches up to you well after.
Yep.
Usually I go on the lake, and about the time we get to whatever we're going to eat when we're on the way home, because it's an hour and something home, whatever we're going to eat on the way home, I go, oh, God, man, I'm burning.
Yep.
Not good.
Luckily, it's starting to feel better now. It wasn't a long-lasting one. Maybe I'll come away with a little tan. I can wear that outfit a few more times.
All right, so we're 4 races in the books for the Stock Force, 3 races in the books for the Legends, 2 races in the books for the late models, and 1 race in the books for the mini stocks. What do you take out of all of it so far? Just an overall view of each division.
Well, mini stocks surprisingly clean.
Well,
they don't tend to wreck each other a whole lot, but they spin out about 45 times a night.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. That's true. They were definitely clean, but I think part of that is they started heads up. He spun Dennis Holdren, fastest qualifier, spun the wheel and spun a 0. I hate that 0. I hate this full field invert and I hate the 0. I don't know why.
Why'd you put it on there?
I didn't have anything to do with this.
Maybe replace 0 with just a 1.
Well, I mean, that didn't do anything either.
It'll put him at the back. I mean,
no. A 1 is not. 1, you invert that one spot. That don't invert anything. Nobody goes there. 2, it would take 2 to flip.
Well, you know what I'm trying to say. You put the leader at the back. That's what a 1 is. That's it.
I know what that Bud Light's trying to say.
Y'all got to get all technical about it.
Yeah, well, I know what you mean. What about the other divisions, late models? What's your take so far?
It's been entertaining, at least. You'd love to see them at some point actually complete a race.
Yeah, I'd like to see them stay aggressive, but be able to continue on.
At this point, you're going to have to put a bounty on a completed race, just so they'll
give each competitor an extra $100 if they can complete the race without a caution.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, that wouldn't cost me much with the car count in that division so far. But, you know, I've been frustrated with that division so far this year. Just that 26 laps, or 26 laps Saturday, 11 laps the previous race. 56 lap races. I think I'm gonna cut those 56 lappers. Maybe cut them back to 30 the next time and see if they can complete 30.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea.
I mean, of course, if they have one wreck, it's going to wipe out their time limit as long as it takes us to clean up. We got to do our. Now I will say this before I say anything negative about our cleanup crew. I will say this: Zechariah, I don't know how to say his name, was cleanup guy. Man, he did a fantastic job, but I heard he got into a car wreck, so our prayers are out to him. I haven't spoke to him, but heard he got into a car wreck yesterday, I believe. So hopefully he'll be all right. And but he did a great job. Poor guy in the
truck had to jump across the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Door didn't work.
Yeah, he couldn't get in the door. Had to go through the
door is stuck.
But he did a great job, man. He was hustling. He was pretty much the only one out there most of the time. He did a great job. I gotta find some cleanup crew. So if you're out there listening and you want something to do here at the track and be a part of the deal, just hit me up and let me know, because I need to make this cleanup crew a little bit better. Even though he did a great job, but it's hard for one man to do anything.
Yeah, well, don't help when Tyler actually dumped half a tank of gas out on it. That made me feel bad, because I know how expensive that race fuel is. He dumped hundreds of dollars out on that track.
Yeah, I don't know if it was quite that much, but I get your point. He definitely lost more than he wanted to lose, I'm sure. But he did a great job of working on his car on the track until Wes about run over him in the tow truck. We had to commandeer Wes Givens, the stock Ford driver that we give so much hell on here. We had to commandeer him for a tow truck driver during that instance. I mean, we had two tow trucks sitting in the pits, but I mean, they didn't move for some reason.
He's a jack of all trades.
Yeah, he's a jack. You've got part of that, right?
The only thing you haven't let him done yet is being official.
Yeah, I mean, sort of. That is an official position, tow truck driver.
No, we need a legit official.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm telling you, and I'm gonna pressure you on the air. I've told you 100 times. We need to do a reverse thing where the officials race and you let us drivers be the officials.
Who is going to let these officials in their cars?
Who said they were driving our cars?
Well, where are they going to get them?
Y'all figure it out.
They going to go do some hot
You get out there in the minivan and let that thing eat.
Oh, I would. I ain't worried about that. As long as Wes ain't in the race, I'll race.
No, Wes is going to be, we'll find him something. He can be either the race director, flag man. All y'all going to be catching black flags.
Well.
Or how about we let my brother Josh, he'll be the race director. Jay's getting a black flag first lap. I already know that. Tech Man's getting a black flag.
Yeah, I guarantee it. Yeah, I mean, let's just get a Dunkin' booth and put all the employees in there. Raise some money for charity.
That's a better idea.
I mean, I don't want to see them out there in race cars because
I don't know.
I don't think they'd be very good at that.
I don't know. That might not. Maybe you should do a throwing tomatoes thing at them. That'd be more satisfying than just getting them a little bit wet.
If the officials race, David would probably win. He's a former Mini Cup driver.
We'll never know.
Well, we won't because nobody's going to let them in their cars. So.
If I remember correctly, Chris Meeks like 2 years ago offered, and he said, "I will give you all cars."
Yeah,
if we could do that.
Well, that was before Wes destroyed all of his cars in the push race last year. So that deal's out.
Well, they destroy a fair amount of their own cars with that police race they put on.
Yeah. Hey, that police race is exciting, though.
Oh, it is fun.
I mean, I'm looking for – I don't even know when – August 24th is when it is. And I'm looking forward to that race.
It's confusing. Just go out there and enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
Don't think about – I was trying to keep track of the leader. I think that lasts about 2 laps. There's 300 cars.
That's the only way we knew what was going on.
There's 300 cars out there. They get spread out within 1 lap. And you have no idea where any place of anybody is. They beat the hell out of each other. They're hitting the walls, running through the grass. It's a great time.
It's a great show, no doubt about it. I'm not. I don't know how many cars he's got for that this year. Like I said, I think he left with 2 or 3.
Didn't that same guy win both of them so far?
Yeah, the same guy won. He dumped Corey LaJoy. I mean, not LaJoy.
Corey LaJoy.
Sorry, I got ahead of myself here. Corey Agee, which was a racer before he was a cop. He dumped him, and I don't know. I think the way they do that is I think he ends up with one of the better cars because by winning the previous year they let you be the first to pick your car.
Oh, so they let him pick their car.
Well, no, everybody else had to draw.
Oh, okay.
But if you were the winner from the previous year, you got to pick your car.
Well, I'll tell you what, he made a good pick because I would have never thought that.
I think he drove the same car he drove the year before.
What was it, a Lincoln or something?
Whatever that thing
Some
was.
boat.
Yeah, it was a big old boat, for sure.
I would have
That
never
thing would fly.
I would have never thought it would go that fast.
I know. I mean, he caught Corey in that Cavalier or Sunfire, whatever the thing was. Caught him and dumped him.
Watching them go out there and throw a perfectly good stock 4 Cavalier out there just destroyed, that hurt my soul.
I mean, it's just part of racing, man.
That hurt my soul.
I mean, you don't bring a car to the racetrack if you expect it not to get tore up. I mean, it's going to get tore up at every racetrack in America.
This guy I follow on Instagram, he does demo derby videos.
Yeah.
Every time I see a Cavalier out there in the 4-cylinder, it just hurts my heart so much.
Yeah.
They're going out here just destroying these things.
I understand that. Overall take stock force.
I mean, what's there to talk about? Wes done got 3 or 4. I'm about out of ideas. Hopefully Josh wrecks somebody soon. I don't know. He should have dumped Wes. Wes cut him off too. But
I know I'm probably a little biased because he's my nephew, but that was the best drive Jaden's ever made is in that second race in the 81 car, going from the rear to the front, better than any win he's got.
I mean, at this point, he ought to just buy that car off of Wes. I'm pretty sure he's raced more in that car than he has raced in his own car. He's
probably.
definitely won more.
I think it's equal or close to it, yeah. So, I mean, they're both good cars. Automatic, people don't believe that that's an automatic, that black car is. But it definitely is. That was the worst deal I ever made was I either traded or sold that to Wes. I think I traded him. That was a terrible trade.
That thing flies.
That thing does fly. I should have kept it.
I was surprised first time I went out there. I was like, there ain't no way this automatic goes as fast.
I didn't think it was going to either. Whatever. I mean, it does. Overall take in Legends?
Yeah, I mean, Chris Lilly, man, he's a monster. They're going to have to fight hard to keep him off.
Yep.
I mean, even the car store man was struggling to keep him off of him. He had to turn some perfect laps there at the end of the second race to keep him off.
If there'd have been one caution there at the end of the race, it was over with.
Oh, yeah.
Chris was gone. I mean, he'd done run him down. He probably had his tires just a little too hot from getting there, having to race up there.
I'm hoping there's one race, where just the stars align and there's nothing really going on at the other tracks around. And we just get a full field of like 30 of them things.
We're probably less than a month away from seeing that happen, I think.
That would be so awesome to see them.
The night of the Kenny Minter Classic, Smart Modified Tour race, I looked on the Legends schedule. There is nobody racing that night. So there is a great opportunity in which to have 25 or 30 cars. I don't know if it will or not. I mean, we may show up, there be 5. I don't know. But there's a good opportunity for that to happen.
Yeah, like I said before, I was a doubter at first. When there was only a few of them here, I was like, these things are boring. They never. But the more and more that show up now that they're back in these fields, dude, these things are awesome.
Well, the first few races, you had really one car that was, more dominant than the others, and that was James Folds, you know. And then as the competition got here, I mean, James still running really good, but, like, the competition's kind of caught up here,
Yeah.
And there's, like I said, there's at least 5 guys that can win any weekend here so far. Chris is going to miss, I think he's going to miss the July 6th race. Doesn't matter, points-wise playoffs, so he doesn't have to run 100% of the races. I think you have to run 75 or 80% or something like that of the races to be eligible, whatever the number is. So, I mean, I think he's going to be a contender for the championship come Hex Haunted Attraction Championship night.
Yeah. I was hoping Ethan True was going to get him on.
Ethan's going to get him some
He was
wins.
up there battling with Chris, who's such a good driver, and Silvestri, car store guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he got a little eager jump at start there in that one race, but
well, if I should never say this to a racer, but I mean, if you're not attempting to jump at least the first time, you're not doing your job.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for him, it was a little blatant.
Oh, I mean, it was. I mean, he was halfway down the backstretch before he come out and turn one.
Yeah.
It was definitely a little obvious, but whatever.
He tried at least. Maybe next time, just be a little more subtle with it.
Well, I think they're trying too hard. My opinion. I think they're trying too hard to play games because I think that's the second time that's happened this season already. I think they're trying too hard to play games when the game don't need to start over there. The game needs to start right here, and you can finish it yourself. And he could get away with a jump start if you hit it just right. You could get away with a jump start.
Yeah.
I mean, Jimmy Mullins does it all the time. So, I mean, Jimmy Mullins is the absolute king of restarts. I don't know if you've really paid attention to him when he's racing, but if you're going to beat him on a restart, you're going to have have brought your A game.
I might have to do a little research. I haven't had a whole lot of time to watch him.
Yeah. Well,
usually I'm doing something else. This year's the first year where I'm really able to actually fully watch all the races.
Well, I mean, usually you're over there standing there watching Darrell fix your car after you've tore it up. So
yeah,
you ain't been able to.
I don't usually tear my own cars up.
I mean,
It's usually somebody else.
You got a lot of tore up cars for, they're not to be usually tearing up.
Look, it happens. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Heard that your girlfriend's going to be racing again soon.
Yep, that's the plan.
Yep, Jordan. She'll be back out on the track. She's got the championship Diva car from last year.
Yep, on Angie's number 48. I don't even think she's going to sticker it up before she races, so it'll be just like it was.
Well, the luck she had of stickering up a car last year, I don't think I would either.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I mean, that thing looked really good.
Oh, my God, it looked fantastic for about 7 laps.
Yeah, and then it went completely Noah over here on the front straightaway, and it was over.
It's all right. We got a few pictures of it before.
Did you? I was thinking about that day. I was like, dang, I hope somebody got some photos of this thing.
That poor thing's still sitting in Timmy's driveway. We don't even know what to do with it.
It's a little rough. Put it on display at the haunted house. Let somebody jump out of it or something.
That's what I said.
I mean, hey, great minds.
They got a junkyard.
Think alike.
They got a junkyard section.
Yeah, right.
Throw that thing in the junkyard.
100%. We need something in there that need to put Franklin County Speedway on the side of there, though.
After Josh totals one of Wes's cars, we'll take his car down
that's a
there.
good idea.
We'll throw Franklin County on it.
Yeah, listen, Keyshawn's car. We'll take it over.
Yeah, Keyshawn's too.
Yeah. Sounds like a winner.
Heather. We're just going to go out there. Josh is going to just, demolish everybody.
I don't listen. Say what you want. I don't see Josh tearing up anybody's car. I just don't think he's like that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. This next race will be very telling, I think.
100%. You and Keyshawn on our episode a couple episodes back, y'all definitely made friends in South Boston, didn't you? You didn't know I was going to ask you that.
I forgot about that, to be honest. Yeah, old buddy's a little upset over there.
Yeah, well, I think he misheard something, I get you were throwing off on him, but I don't think you said anything about the kids.
No,
I remember.
I did.
You did?
I did. Well, I didn't say anything derogatory.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think. I mean, you mentioned.
And I never said.
I
Now that we're talking about it, I never said the dude or his kids were bad racers.
Yeah,
they're obviously good. I mean, his son won the championship over there. Yeah. They're good at what they do. 100%. But I'm just saying they come up here and cars get tore up around here.
Well, and I don't even know that that's true.
Not necessarily tore up like.
I just think they had a bad luck situation when whichever one of them was that wrecked over here. I can't remember which of the sons.
Yeah, I had a hand in that one.
But things happen, and we're talking about Jarrett Milam, Kendall Milam, Landon Milam. I think it's the other one, and I think it was Kendall that was here racing. But I think it's just racing deals. I mean, I think. You probably should have shut up, during that episode.
Oh, I probably should have, but that's not very fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it got them talking. Everybody in South Boston's listening to the episode now.
Hey, well, they better watch out because old Wes is talking about making a trip down there.
Well, this weekend would be a good time. Be a real good time.
I've been talking about it. They would be – I'd love to see their faces if we brought a whole group of us down there. They'd be like, oh, Lord.
I mean, I think it's like any other track, though. You go to South Boston, and, I mean, you can be fast here, and the other guys can come here, and you can be faster than them. But when you go down there, you're in their backyard. You're playing their game.
Well, also,
it's totally
another thing I was talking – South Boston, this is a very narrow track. there's not a lot of places to go.
Listen, the straightaways at South Boston are way more narrow than here. Way more narrow.
Well, I've never seen it up close.
Yeah.
My only experience with South Boston
is wide as
iRacing.
Talladega compared to South Boston. Okay.
South Boston, all I have is iRacing experience.
Well, I mean,
at least the turns they look more.
Yeah, the turns got a little bit more room because they got some runoff area. But man, them straightaways, bud, that's difficult. And they give them a little plug. They got a race coming up Saturday night. I believe they got first responders get in free with ID. So, we're not racing this weekend, man. Go check out some racing some other places. South Boston's running, Bowman Gray's running, Natural Bridge runs every week. Great little dirt track. Go somewhere and check out some racing this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to haul you somewhere this weekend. I got to get you out to a race.
Let's go.
I mean, you ain't been nowhere. When's the last time you've been to a race that wasn't here?
I went to Natural Bridge last year. Watched a race at the beginning of last year.
Yeah, I mean, and didn't even show up when it was time, for the Stock Forester race.
I don't even remember what I was doing.
You were in between cars because you destroyed.
Oh yeah, I was salty because that was after I got totaled.
Yeah.
I was very excited for that Natural Bridge race.
It was it was an okay race. I don't remember how many cars there was, 5, 6, 7, whatever it was. But it was an okay race. I'll be honest with you, 4 cylinders on dirt don't do anything for me. They're exciting to watch here. They don't really
That's why I was kind of skeptical of dirt at first because obviously I raced 4 cylinders, so my focus was 4 cylinders. So that's why I was watching. I was like, I mean, let's be real. These things suck on dirt.
Yeah,
I mean, they're slow.
If a hole develops, man, half your damn car will be in the hole over there. You'd be flipping like at With Raceway, man. And, that's another great place to go watch a race. I don't know if they race this weekend or not, but, With's a great place to go watch a race. And if you watch in 4 cylinders, you're guaranteed to see one flipping or flipped upside down or something going on there for sure.
Yeah. And, I mean, I didn't think much of I didn't really like the dirt late models or anything, but, dude, those cars are nasty.
Oh, man, and you ain't even seen a good dirt late model. Super.
No, I haven't.
You need to see a super late model.
I want to go see a sprint car race. I haven't seen a sprint car race.
I'm not a big sprint car guy, man. They're kind of they're exciting because they're extremely fast, but they're racing at the very top level is really good. So if you go watch a World of Outlaws or High Limit sprint car race, they're very good races.
Yeah.
You go watch anything in the middle, you're probably not going to be very entertained. They're not very good. I mean, I ain't throwing off on anybody, so I'm not going to mention series name, but there's one around here that runs, and it is extremely boring to watch. It's like, I'm not even going to say that. It is just extremely boring to watch. So, yeah, if you got got time this weekend, go check out a race somewhere. South Boston, Bowman Gray. I know those two are racing. The Cars Tour is probably somewhere this weekend. Oh, they're at Ace Friday night, I think. So check it out. We'll be back in action. We've got the Boone Tractor Mother's Day special coming up next Saturday, or not next Saturday, I guess the following Saturday, May 11th. Got the Grand National Super Series in the house. Jeremy Mayfield, former Cup Series driver, he'll be here. I mean, I know you're hoping to run into him in the bathroom like you did Bobby Labonte.
Yeah, I am. I even refreshed on the Dale Jr. download with Jeremy Mayfield.
You did?
Just so I had the info on the go.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, man, you didn't really do them drugs, did you?
God. Oh, my God. I can't remember who. Somebody was announcing for me and asking that.
Why would they?
And I'm like, you stupid. I'm about to lose it, okay? I'm like, oh, my God, man. Jeez, man.
I would never say that on the mic interviewing. I'm not that stupid.
Don't say it off the mic either. It's pretty stupid.
Either way, I wouldn't say it to him.
Yeah, no. Jeremy's a good guy, man. He's been super to work with here when he's been here. He's been here twice already with the Grand National Series. Been super to work with. He swept the first 2 races that he run here. I don't believe he won either one of the other 2 that he run here last year. But looking forward to having him and Bob Schacht and the gang back here. For the Grand National Series race. That'll be 2 twin 50 races. That'll be 2 good races on the night. The late models are off. They probably need some time to work on their cars. So we're giving them a little bit of time. The mini stocks will be in action. Then we got twin legends and twin stock 4s. I think we're going to run twin legends every week just like we do stock 4s.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely exciting enough, especially when you get them guys in the back.
Right now, those 2 divisions are the show. I mean, mini stocks, the potential's there. we just ain't seen it yet. Late models, I'd love to say that the potential's there, but I ain't seen the potential yet. Those guys, I don't know what they're doing, but it definitely ain't been good. And it really, the whole stigma, behind, racing at Franklin County, you get your car tore up. Well, I mean, they're trying to prove everybody right, apparently. So, and meanwhile, the stock fours who usually beat the crap out of one another are proving everybody that you don't have to wreck.
Yeah, that's the most surprising thing so far is that they've actually run pretty clean.
Even as aggressive as they are, and I want to give them a huge kudos. Not just Wes's car looked good. Like I used a picture in one of the things that I was doing the other day. I think it was on the results page, and there's like Wes and your brother and Josh Brown, and there's one other car in the photo. And man, I hate to say it this way because it's the truth. They look like legit race cars. You know what I mean? Yes, they're still Cavaliers. They're still four cylinders. They still come off the road. But, I mean, they look like legit race cars. Whereas before, you'd have a picture and one car looked semi like it was a race car. And then you got another one and ain't got no cage in the car. And another idiot, that's, got his window net, duct taped in or something. You know what I mean? That's become a legit racing division.
Yeah, it's good to see them finally taking some pride in their cars, but that was something I always made sure I wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, I give you all the credit in the world. Your cars always look good. The Escort looked good. It looked better when your brother run it, but it looked good at all times when y'all raced.
It looked good after he copied my other paint scheme.
Well, whatever. I mean,
Just saying.
Listen, he's older. He gave you the idea, so
Actually, I stole the idea off of some dude on one of them pages. Right. Shout out to that guy.
Right.
He races somewhere around here, too.
But I do want to give the whole division kudos. Cars look good. Let's keep them that way. You know what I mean? Let's, work on them during the week. If they get, mangled up, fix them a little bit. Make them look better. I mean, that division looks like real race cars now. And, I mean, I feel like that's one thing that'll lead to other people from other racetracks that have cars that can fit in those rules to coming here as they go, well, they ain't just a bunch of beaters anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hopefully they come on down.
Yeah, I'd like to see some of them. We probably going to add haven't added to the schedule yet because I don't have it 100% shored up. But I think June 22nd when we have the Super Cup Series, which is similar to the Grand National Series. When we have them here, I think the Caraway U cars are coming. I think there's 12 to 18 of them guys that are planning on coming here and running. Figure out all the details and get them posted here soon. But that should be another good addition to that night's racing. I think it'll give us 8 races for the night that night. So it'll be one of the longest nights we have. Hopefully nothing goes awry.
That's the first time I'm hearing of it. I'm excited. I'm ready to see some U cars.
And they're not far off. Their rules are not far off from the stock fours. I think they allow you to do a little bit more with the car. They're a little more liberal there, whereas we've kept a pretty tight box, and Donald's doing a great job of keeping everybody in line, and I think that'll continue on the rest of the season. I think that's why you see if you go look at the lap times, man, everybody's right there together.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have Wes or Gary, pop off a real fast lap, or your brother pop off a real fast lap, but for the most part, all the lap times are like right together.
Yeah, they're putting on some good shows so far.
100%. Very competitive. The most competitive. They've been competitive all along, but this is the most competitive they've been. I think, we talked about it, before. I don't know if you were my co-host at the time, but we talked about how this is the best set of rules that the Stock 4s had, kind of putting everybody in a box and allowing them to race and allowing the best racer to shine, And unfortunately, that's been Wes so far. But it's a lot of circumstances there. I mean, he's going to win his fair share of races. I ain't taking nothing away from him. But I think that, the division's more competitive and there's going to be more winners.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, best case scenario, everybody gets a win, but
100%.
It just don't work like that. I mean, we all know that, but
your brother's on the verge of winning. I mean, he's already, crossed the finish line.
Technically won, kind of.
Keyshawn's going to win soon, Jaden's already won one. Could very well, fix his camber and take a trip to Dairy Queen and, come back, and he could win some more races. So,
yeah.
Gary's going to win some races for sure.
Josh Brown almost got him one.
Yeah, listen, Josh Brown looked like I don't know what the deal with Josh Brown is, man. He will show up here one week, and he will look like he ain't never raced a car in his life. And then he'll show up the next race, and he looks like he's been racing for 40 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think if he ever figures that out.
Maybe it depends on what he's eating.
Maybe. I think if he ever figures that out, though, I think he's going to be a contender for the win.
Oh, he'll be a top dog if he can get it together every single race. He'll for sure be a top dog.
100%. And I think there's some other people that are, right on the edge of becoming a contender. So, hopefully we'll see them come to fruition. And I believe the Stock 4B thing, we haven't done it the first couple of races. We've just kind of been playing it out to see where everybody's at on times, and nobody's that far off right now time wise. So I guess we'll get the Stock 4B started here in the next race or two, so those guys can get a little bit of whatever the word is I'm looking for. But anyway, so we can get that dialed in. But anything we missed? Anything we ain't talked about you thought we should talk about?
I think we pretty much covered everything race-wise as far as the last race goes.
I mean, we talked for a long time for it to just be me and you.
Yep.
I mean, you brought your A game today to talk. You were ready.
Shout out to Bud Light. I don't know.
Yeah, well, thanks to Randy for getting you some more Bud Light there. Anyways, all right, I guess that'll do it for us. Our next race will be the Boone Tractor Mother's Day Special. Looking forward to that. Like I said, Grand Nationals, Twin Legends, Twin Stock 4s, and the Mini Stocks will run. And then we've got the Cruising Rocky Mount Moonshine Nationals on May 18th. And that'll be our next two races. Then we got the Smart Mods on May 24th. And May 27th, we got Sunoco Memorial Day Bash. So you guys be looking forward to that. We'll keep you up to date on our Facebook and on our website. Thanks for listening.